Welcome back to some Spiritfarer. I'm Dear Darling, and together we'll continue helping our friends to cross to the afterlife. Well, really, friend, I suppose, at this point, as we only have Jackie's story left to unfold. Improve Jackie's on-call room with self-help books, which I suppose we are doing now. I don't know if we have the stuff ready. Is this your room? Self-help books. Okay, build. Nice. You know, thank you past me for leaving that ready. I also feel like it was like food we were cooking because we were trying to find his favourite food and we made a surf and turf. That's literally, I don't know why I remember that necessarily over something else, but looks like that seems to be the case. I guess we'll wait for those because I don't want it to burn. So let's go around. We can harvest this a bit. Why not? Get a little bit of honey. How's that song go? Man, I feel like honey. Said, no, man, I feel like money. It's attracted to me. It's come around like honey? Something like that. I don't know. I don't even know what song that's called. What song that is. But yes, I just want to get the surf and turf ready. Honestly, I probably should have done this before the video started. But yeah, who's counting? We're here for good times in Spiritfarer. We're not here for the rush of the efficiency. We're here to, you know, make people happy, I suppose. So yeah, I must imagine Spiritfarer is probably ending as a series soon. I cannot imagine there's too much more we have left. I don't think there's another spirit. Like I'm like 90% sure there's not, but to be fair, I've not checked, so I could be wrong about that. I'm pretty sure it was just these 4, and seeing as Jackie's the only one we got left, then you know all good things must come to an end. So there you go, that looks like surf and turf, lovely. We can give that to Jackie in a second. But first, neat. Whoa, books. Yeah, sure. Takes me back. Maybe I'd have turned out different if I stayed in school. When I dropped out, my parents kicked me out of the house. They, shoot. No, they didn't kick me out. Not right away, anyway. I just spent the next couple of years freeloading. I don't even remember what I did with all my time. Nothing, probably. Sounds like you might have been quite depressed or something. I'm not really sure. They were pretty nice about it. But after a while, we started arguing, like a lot, and over nothing. And then I moved out. I was just too proud. And we pretty much stopped talking. So I guess they didn't kick me out at all. You'll know the rest of the story. I needed a job, and the hospital was so understaffed that they had just anybody. What a terrible decision that was. Yeah, better get into these books. Thanks, Dada. Interesting. Jackie's got a very interesting story about him where it's... well, hug, sure. Spam holiday, okay, apparently already... Well, I mean, you're not hungry, so I guess we'll not give you food. We have literally nothing to do. So, I don't know what we're currently doing. I don't think we have anywhere to explore. I guess we could, like, fish. Why not? Because, you know, we can turn it into an Animal Crossing, do a little bit of fishing, or we can continue exploring the map. I don't know why I'm here, necessarily. But there must have been a reason I put myself here. I don't know. We'll go to the crate. Why not? Get some treasure. But I guess we could just sort of like aim as... Now we actually have a time to sort of like sit down and talk about these sort of things. So Jackie's story is interesting, where I'm not going to say it's his stuff is self-inflicted, because I think that's unfair to, you know, like a teenager or like a young adult like him. People make mistakes and that sort of thing, but he's carrying a lot of weight of uselessness as a feeling, right? Because, you know, I guess it's sort of him coming to the fact that some of his problems, I'm not going to say all of his problems, some of his problems are just like his fault, and the acceptance of that, I assume, is where the story is going. Because it's interesting to talk about the fact that he dropped out, and then like there were like hints of what it seemed like he was having a bad relationship with his parents, but from, you know, his description, I don't know if it's him just sort of like what's the word, like minimizing the actual the attitude of his parents, or you know, genuinely his parents just seem like alright people. I don't know, and I suppose that's up to your own interpretation for what you think might be the case. At very least, I think it's very interesting if his parents were just like normal people, to be perfectly honest. And you know, perfect, no, but they're still pretty good. They're good and bad sides to them, but just, you know, Eventually, you know, them and Jackie just like had falling outs, I suppose. You know, I guess because maybe Jackie didn't really try to do anything, or like even put the effort in, or like even I don't know, like, because I don't want to like sit here and be like it's Jackie's fault, because I think that's sort of undermining the complexity of a problem. You know, aimlessly sort of pointing fingers, being like, yeah, this is the exact reason that all of these problems exist. It's all because of Jackie or whatever, and his like inability to, you know, do something with his life. That feels reductive, and also, you know, we don't have a full story, so I think that's a little bit premature for us to really comment on. But it's interesting because it's gone a very different direction, I think, from most of the other characters. A lot of the other characters are sort of like victims of their own circumstance, and maybe Jackie is as well, but, you know, I mean, like, listening to a story, it almost sounds like partly that he didn't really... I don't want to say help his cause, because, again, it sort of sounds like I'm blaming Jackie. I don't mean to, without the full story. But I'm just sort of, like, curious, is that the direction the story's going in? Is it going to be like, hey, basically all of, you know, it's about the fact that he has self-inflicted a lot of his problems, and it's him coming to terms with that, and actually, you know, starting to try and solve them, rather than sitting there complaining. I don't know, you know? That is a valid story, and I suppose a lesson for someone to learn, you know. But like, hey, you know, maybe some of his problems are of his own doing, but he, you know, his unwillingness to accept self-improvement, I suppose, or his own flaws as a person, his pride, I suppose, disallows him, I suppose, to get out of his own situations. I don't know. Therein lies the intrigue of his story, to see how it unfolds, to see how it goes. Is he a victim of circumstance? Is he not? Is he a victim of his own creation? Who knows? But anyway, we're going to wake him up and try and see what his story's got in store for us. I guess we could, like, harvest some stuff. Apparently we've got nothing over here. I guess we might as well plant some. I don't know why we have so many carrots. This is an unbelievable amount of carrots we got, but, you know. Do you even care about it at all? Ha 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 ha. Sorry, it's terrible. Yeah, because to me that seems like the direction they're trying. I shouldn't say trying, because I don't know, but it seems like the direction they're hinting in. Where it's him being like, okay, I need to be aware of my own, like, flaws, and finally actually try and improve them, rather than sort of like blaming everyone else. That's my assumption. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, regardless of the fact, Jackie definitely has his own issues to sort out, you know, and we'll do our best to help him through it, I suppose. Whether we'll be successful or not, I don't know. That remains to be seen. But I am curious, So it doesn't seem as tied up in Daria's story as I first expected, outside of the fact that, you know, he worked in, like, the hospital area. And it does explain how he even got a job there in the first place, despite appearing quite grossly unqualified for the role. It's just, he, I suppose the hospital industry in general, or the medical industry in general, is so understaffed that, you know, he got the job just by sort of existing and actually applying to it. Which is interesting as well, because it's now a commentary, I suppose, on, like, service workers, I suppose, which is a very, I suppose, relevant in today's climate, at least here in the UK. So, yeah, you know, the story can be multifaceted. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got multiple things going on. Oh, he's actually harvesting the bees. Probably, maybe. We'll let him do that. Is that going to be the thing that he does for us? Like all of the people on the ship tend to just like give us stuff, I suppose. Just sort of by hanging around. I guess his would be honey. Which probably makes sense why there's so many honey related recipes. Good morning. You right? Hey, you want a hug? A morning hug to wake you up. HR told us about PDA. Glad to see you're not a square. I want to like give you food, but you're still not hungry yet. Also, where's Buck? And also, where's the next part of a quest? I don't really know how to trigger it, so I guess we are just sort of sailing around aimlessly. We can do events, but you know, why not? I much prefer sort of just like sitting here and reflecting on the story that we've done so far. We're just getting rid of the eternal fog, which we've never revealed. I don't think we have anything else in the archive room to read, do we? Might as well have a look. I don't think so. Dead of Night? Is this all of them? It's not all of them. This is only the main... the non-DLC branch. Well, I say DLC, but not really DLC, but just more... extensions, right? I feel like I remember this Lost at Sea. Wasn't there like a shenanigans quest related to it? The Dice Boys, of course. Strasbourg. This is one of Beverly's. These are all Beverly's things, aren't they? Lecture notes. I don't like. I don't know if that's meant to be like Maths University lecture notes, but surprisingly, not quite to the difficulty standard I would expect from a university lecture course. A midpoint of, well, 2 points, I suppose. But who am I to judge? Oh, there you are. Fruit candy, cheese sticks. Are you hungry yet? Can we just give you food anyway? Where's Surf and Turf? Literally just made it. You're not hungry. Alright. I mean, pretty direct. Can you do something? It's just sort of us waiting around now. I don't know. Because normally I would save all the topics of conversation, I suppose, for Animal Crossing. I would sort of sit there, you know, for like 20 minutes and talk about it. And I don't know if I'd done it for Spiritfarer, to be honest, because it might have been before I started doing that. So it'd be interesting. I suppose we'll just sort of go over here and go to these crates. Why not? Get the map fully explored. Who has been my favourite of these 4 new additional characters on Spiritfarer? Definitely Daria, I think, is my favourite. Like her story in general might be the most interesting, I think. Or my favourite, I shouldn't say most interesting, because they're all interesting in their own right. But my favourite of all of our companions, I suppose, thus far. So it's such an interesting way, I suppose, to tell her story in the first place. And it really, because it shines both a light on Daria, I suppose, as a very interesting, unique character, but also Stella herself, you know, the length she goes to, like what makes her different to these other sort of nurses and palliative care that we've seen, is that Stella's like relentless sort of like, I'm not sure if relentless optimism is the right word, because I suppose she did have like a very sad episode when she was accepting her death, but like the means above and beyond that she will go to make sure that people are comfortable in their last final moments. I mean, it makes sense why she is, I suppose, the embodiment of death herself, or death themselves in this game, right? And she does it through like a layer of comfort, and well, I suppose this entire game is meant to be like a sense of comfort, you know, she's bringing in the final moments. It's meant to be reflective of that. She's like giving them a nice home to live in, catering to their requests, the final things that they wanted to get done, you know, she's remembering them as they are. It's kind of, I guess that's kind of like reflective of how she treats all her patients, you know. But I mean, the entire thing is kind of like the stories that she's not heard about, but experienced while in this field, right? Like all the interesting characters she met, everyone's got their own sort of story, both good and bad, that she, well, remembers. And it's interesting with, I forgot his name, Jackie's, I suppose. Because he's also someone who works in the same industry. And presumably worked with Stella at some point as like a co-worker. And you can see the sort of resentment that he sort of built up inside with someone who chose to go into his profession out of both the passion and the desire of aligning with the goals of what it brings, versus someone who felt quite forced to go into this position in the first place, right? And it does make quite a difference, hey? I don't really know what to do. I guess let's go to the turtles. Actually, I don't want to pass the lightning bug stuff, so we'll do this. Yeah, I guess we are just sort of like waiting around and until Jackie does a quest. I don't know if I can look up on Jackie's like Spiritfarer wiki page, or use my phone so it doesn't pause anything, to see if I need to do something to progress next quest. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of this in our final episodes of Spiritfarer, which, you know, I don't have anything against. There's not many people are watching these final episodes of Spiritfarer anyway, which is fair enough, you know. Do your own thing, but still be good for us to sort of At least no. So does it hide and seek? No. Okay. Well, Jackie's quest is like really long. Letting it go for dummies. Oh, we're actually like... Okay, but it's literally like the second last thing to do. Spoilers, I suppose. I guess we just need to give him time. And, you know, time he shall have. We're not in a hurry. We're not in a rush. And then we'll have a big final episode, probably where we take Jackie to a spirit door and then immediately take Stella to a spirit door. Well, for the second time. I wonder how I reacted the first time I took Stella to a spirit door. I don't really remember, to be honest, but you know, it's been a hot age since I think we've spoken to any of these turtles. I don't remember what this turtle is. Is this one that we like or likes us? Hello, Arena. One of these is very sassy with us, but I don't remember which one. Talk. Are you already done? No. Just wait here a little longer. Okay. That's not how you do this. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I suppose we can go back into the archive room and start talking about the people who have come and gone already. I mean, I guess we can talk about more these new characters. So we've spoken a lot about Daria, and Jackie, I suppose, is left to be determined. And I've accidentally kind of spoiled myself out. We are basically near the end of his journey in the first place. So, what do we release of? Coal? Sure. And aluminium and oak. Alright. Stella! You're all done? Yes. Alright, I'll see you later then. Bye-bye! Bye. I guess. Alright, well, that was fun. Okay. Well, what else can we do? We can... I'm not going all the way up there just to clear off that little spot. I mean, I guess we can clear up over here. There might be stuff around there which we haven't seen. Maybe here too. I think the border is basically completely exposed to us now. I think we revealed most of it. I think it was mostly over here that we were missing stuff, wasn't it? Okay, where are we? Over here. Let's go to a bus stop. I suppose if we've got nothing else to do, we'll explore the area up there. And then maybe in between this episode and the next episode, I'll wait around until Jackie actually wants to progress with his quest. Want some honey? I harvested some honey. Take it. I'm just waiting for you to get hungry again. So we can get the final likes and dislikes from you, you know? I think Lily's a bit of an interesting one as well in this DLC thing. Because Lily's story quest is kind of more like it's Stella's story quest rather than like Lily's in general. Because we don't really find out that much about Lily. It's more like we sort of talk to Lily about Stella herself. Which makes sense because, you know, I think that is something I was certainly missing in the base game, is the fact that we never really got an opportunity to hear Stella's story in its entirety, get things confirmed, but still. We just had to make our own assumptions, which is fine, you know. That good storytelling, I suppose, in its own right, allows you to draw, you know, conclusions without all the information necessarily being needed to be explicitly presented to you. But it's still nice as well, I think, to be able to hear it, I suppose, more explicitly. Because I'm going to be honest, I straight up did not remember Gustav. Wait, hold on. Did Lily tell us about Gustav's story? I don't remember. I can't remember if that's something Lily told us or I read it. But like, Gustav was someone Stella met in like Japan or something, right? I don't remember. I guess I probably should have progressed more with Jackie's story rather than doing the Luther's literary review as quickly. But I mean, I didn't know Jackie's story would take so long. Yeah, okay. I think I'll probably wait in between these two episodes, and I'll start the episode when Jackie's story starts again. So probably the next episode will be the final episode of Spiritfarer. Sad to see it go, but you know, In the afterglow of a sunset, we can see how beautiful it truly was, even if the moment has gone. So for now, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Spiritfarer, I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord down below. Hope we can see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now. Also, don't think about, like, my weird metaphor at the end there. I don't think it makes sense if you think about it too much.